Actually, what happened, ma'am, when I speak with my neighborhood or my kids or any other relative, then I feel hesitation, ma'am. I do not speak with them properly. I do not come words in my mouth, ma'am. Sometimes I forget it, ma'am. Actually, when after that, I think then I come to know that I know that words, but at that time, at particular that time, I do not.
Hello? Hello, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. You are audible.
Yeah, your voice is better now. What's your name?
My name is Gokul Lohar, ma'am.
Gokul. Okay. So, Gokul, tell me about yourself first. Are you feeling okay? Comfortable?
Yes, ma'am. I'm comfortable.
Okay. Introduce yourself.
Actually, my name is Gokul Lohar. I am a primary teacher in government section, and I have completed my graduation as well as my masters, and now I am doing a job of primary teacher in Marathi school because I live in Shahada in Maharashtra, and so our school is from Marathi medium, ma'am.
Tell me about your family.
I'm married person. I have two kids. My elder son is preparing JEE examination in Kota, Rajasthan, and my younger daughter is in 8th standard. She lives with us.
And your son is living in Kota.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, there is a very popular web series called Kota Factory. Have you watched that?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I have watched it. Two parts of Kota Factory, ma'am.
Okay. So, you have watched 2 seasons. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So, is your son also very stressed about the entrance exam?
No, ma'am. He is doing very well now because when he entered in Kota, the population of Kota and the atmosphere of Kota, he really frightened initially, but now he feels better.
Okay. So when he, initially went to Kota, the atmosphere
Yes.
frightened him. Now he has adjusted to that place.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So he's feeling better now.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So he completed his class 12 in 2024.
No, ma'am. Now 3 months are remaining because his examination is January 2025.
Okay, he's in
Until
class
his
12.
class.
He's currently
Yes,
in class
ma'am.
12. So
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
how will he take his class 12 exams? I mean, his school is also in Kota.
No, ma'am. The school is here in Maharashtra, ma'am. When he completed his JEE preparation, then he will come at Shahada in Maharashtra for examination of 12th board.
Okay. But his school will let him stay there and he can take so many leaves from school. How is it possible?
Yes, ma'am. He is an external student.
Okay. So he has not joined any school.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. He will keep preparing for JEE entrance, and once he's done with that, he will come back here when class 12 board exams start. So he will come
Yes, ma'am.
to take the exams, and then he will go back to Kota.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
When did he go to Kota?
He went, I think, in April 2023.
Okay. So he has been living there for more than 1.5 years. It's been about
Yes,
1.5
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
years. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. It has completed 1 and 8 months now.
So he's now happy there.
Yes, ma'am. Now he is comfortable and adjustable all atmosphere.
Okay. So is he doing well in coaching?
Yes, ma'am. He is now very well.
Okay. And tell me about your daughter. She studies in class 8. So do you teach her?
Yes, ma'am. I am a teacher, but my school is from Marathi medium, ma'am, and she is in English medium in CBSE board.
I mean, in your school, do you teach all subjects in Marathi?
Yes, ma'am. In our school, I am from 1st to 5th standard, and so I have to teach all subjects from particular standard.
Okay, you have to teach all subjects to classes 1 to 5, and you teach
Yes, ma'am.
everything in Marathi.
Yes, ma'am.
So they don't have English subject.
Actually, in Marathi medium, ma'am, there is English subject, but only for rhymes, ma'am.
Only
In
for
English subject, rhymes, poems.
okay. Nursery rhymes. Only for nursery rhymes.
Yes,
you
yes,
have
ma'am.
English subject. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So do
Yes,
you
and
enjoy
there
teaching?
are also
Yeah.
what, ma'am?
Yeah, please go ahead.
And in English subject there is also small instruction and rhymes.
Okay. So I'm saying, do you enjoy teaching these young kids, these small kids?
Yes, ma'am. Really, I enjoy it. I really satisfied with them, ma'am.
Okay. Because some people, they love little babies so much that they love teaching them. They want to be around them.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I really enjoy it, ma'am. Because teaching is my profession, and so I like it very much, ma'am.
And I think every teacher should love their children first, love their students first. And if you just keep scolding them, then what you are teaching doesn't matter. It's important to give
Yes,
them
ma'am.
love and care first, because these are very
Yes, ma'am.
good.
Yes, ma'am. Exactly.
Okay. What does your wife do?
She is also primary teacher, ma'am.
Okay. In the same school?
No, ma'am. Our school's difference is up to 15, 16 kilometer.
Okay.
But she is also in government sector, ma'am.
She teaches in a government school and you teach in a private school.
No, ma'am. I'm also in government section, ma'am.
Okay. You both teach in a government school.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. That's great. And your daughter goes to some other school because you are in primary schools.
Yes, ma'am. We teach in primary in Marathi medium, and she goes in English medium school, ma'am.
So why do you want to improve your English?
Actually, ma'am, my school is from Marathi medium, but parents want to develop the students' spoken English skill, ma'am. And that's why first I want to develop my spoken English skill. And that's why I want to develop my spoken English, ma'am.
So parents come and tell you that and you want to work on your English first so that you can teach them English.
Yes, ma'am.
So the principal and the teachers, they all talk in Marathi.
Yes, ma'am. All teachers speak with each other in Marathi, but sometimes I speak with my student in English. That means I give them a small instruction, just like close the door, open the window, give me your pen, like this, ma'am.
Okay. So you have started speaking small sentences with them in English.
Yes, ma'am.
That's great. And when your son went 1.5 years ago, did you all miss
Yeah.
him a lot?
Yes, ma'am. We really miss him because this is first time. That was first time when when he left from us, ma'am. It was very unhappy moment, ma'am.
Four of you were together always, and one of them went away for the first time. Isn't
Yes,
it?
ma'am.
Yeah. So
Yes,
your
ma'am. Yes,
daughter
ma'am.
also missed him so much because he is her brother.
Yes, ma'am. She daily call him. She daily want to speak with him, but due to study, he sometimes rejected his call. That time she speak with us that he didn't speak my call like this, ma'am.
Okay, she wants to talk to him every day, so she calls him. But sometimes he doesn't take the call because he has to study also. At that time, she is
Yes,
a bit
ma'am.
upset that he doesn't talk to me. And what about you?
Yes, ma'am.
How did she
Hello?
feel when he went away? Because as a mother, I think it's very difficult for a mother. I mean, first time when the child leaves home, it's, I mean, very difficult for a mother, especially.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. When he left our home, she was very crying, ma'am. That means she does not accept that he leaves our house.
Okay.
Yes,
She kept crying and she
Yeah.
couldn't believe that he left.
yes, ma'am. Yes, yes.
Okay, so does he visit you?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, uh, from I think 3 months ago, we went there,
Okay, he also
and
comes
we met.
whenever possible and you also go and visit him.
Ma'am, now he will come in Diwali vacation, ma'am. There are 7 days vacation, and that time he will come on 28th November.
28th November, he'll be coming.
Yes, ma'am.
So your daughter must be very happy and she would be thinking that
Yes.
my brother is coming. Huh?
Yes, ma'am. She is very happy. She prepare many plans that when he come, then we will go here and there,
Okay.
and also she want to make the foods like idli, dosa. That means he like that.
Okay, so she has planned so many things when he comes.
Yes.
And she wants to
Yes,
prepare
ma'am.
so many things for him and she wants to cook for him. So your daughter
Yes,
likes to
ma'am.
cook?
Yes, ma'am. She like just snacks, biscuits like this, ma'am.
Okay, she's in class 8. I mean, she's very little, or she likes to cook.
Yes,
That's great. Yeah. Okay.
yes, ma'am.
So, do you know how to cook?
Uh, little bit, ma'am. Because when I started my service, that time I live with in interior area, and there I live alone, ma'am.
Okay.
And that time I cook myself, ma'am.
Okay. At that time, you used to cook yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, let's say your wife is not well. Then who cooks the food, you or your daughter?
No, ma'am. I do it, ma'am.
You cook the food because your daughter must be busy with school studies also, no?
Yes, yes. And now she is very little, ma'am. She does not know anything about cooking, ma'am. She
And
makes on she makes only tea, ma'am. She makes only tea.
okay. And moreover, your job is half days job. You are, I think, free after 1 or 2 p.m., no?
No, ma'am. Actually, in our state, our primary school's time is from 11 o'clock to 5 p.m., ma'am.
Primary school's time is 11 to 5. The children have
Yes,
to
ma'am.
come at 11 o'clock. That's too late, I think.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you come back in the evening only.
Yes, ma'am. So we have to go at 10 o'clock and then we come back up to 6 o'clock, ma'am.
You come back by around 6 o'clock. You and your wife leave
Yes.
together in the morning?
Yes, ma'am. Same time. Our schools are same time.
Okay. You both leave together. Then you drop your wife
Yes.
first and then you go to your office. You go to your school.
No, no, ma'am. Both schools are in opposite direction.
Okay.
That's why I go to by car and she go by her scooty, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So you go separately. And
Yes.
who drops your daughter to school?
A car came to our house, ma'am,
Okay. Okay. So a cab
and
comes.
her.
You have
Yes, ma'am. And
hired
her.
a cab. The cab driver comes every day.
Yes, and her school time is from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m., ma'am.
When she comes back at 2:30 or 2:40, so you both are not there, no? Nobody is there.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. She lives alone at her home, ma'am.
Okay, so she comes
And
and unlocks the house. Okay.
yes, ma'am.
And she eats her lunch. So your wife
Yes,
eats
ma'am.
the lunch in the morning only?
Yes, ma'am. Also, we gave him a tiffin, and also we become cook, ma'am.
Okay, you have hired a cook.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So that cook comes in the afternoon and cooks food for her.
No, ma'am. Afternoon.
In the okay. The cook comes in the afternoon when she comes back from school and cooks for her.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So you come back at 6 o'clock. She stays alone.
Yes, ma'am. That means 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. She lives alone, ma'am.
What does she do during that time?
Yes, ma'am. That time we call her, ma'am.
Okay. You call her.
Yes, yes, yes. And also in home there are CCTV cameras, so we know what she is doing.
Okay. So you keep a watch on her from your office, from your school.
Actually, she lives alone, and that's why.
Yeah, it's
we,
important. It's important so that you are sure that your child is safe.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. For security, we
Right.
connect a CCTV camera, ma'am.
Correct. Okay, so she's safe at home.
Yes, ma'am.
And she takes tuitions from outside?
No, ma'am. Online classes are there. So from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. She takes online classes, ma'am.
She takes online classes, and while she's taking online classes, you both come home.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So when you both come home, does she want a snack? Does she ask for a snack?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. She is very eagerly waiting for us because she want to snacks
Okay.
and also another thing, ma'am.
Also?
Also, she wants some another things. What that means? Chocolate,
Okay.
biscuits, like this, ma'am.
Okay. She eagerly waits for both of you to come back home because she
Yes.
wants to eat some snacks and some nice things like chocolate, and she's fond
Yes.
of junk food, right?
Yes, ma'am. She is very fond of chocolates, ma'am.
Okay. So whenever you come home, you bring something for her.
Yes, ma'am. Something, but we do not take chocolate. But she wants chocolate, ma'am.
Okay, she wants chocolate every day. She's so fond of chocolates, but it's not good
Yes,
to
ma'am.
give her chocolates every day, isn't
Yes,
it?
yes. We both tells that chocolate is not good for your health, but then she क्या नाराज को क्या बोलते she
She gets angry.
dis
She gets upset.
she gets upset, ma'am.
Okay, so when she gets
And
upset, then you give in. And
we are away from 2 to 3 hours, and that's why we think that let it go.
okay, so since you are away from her and since you leave her alone at home for 4 hours, so you think that
Yes,
let's give her what she wants and let's make it up to her, isn't it?
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Because when she's happy, we think we forget our tiredness, ma'am.
So when you make her happy, you forget all the worries of life, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So does she have friends in the neighborhood?
Yes, ma'am. In school, there are many friends because she always tops. She always get good marks, ma'am. That's why there are many friends.
Okay, so she is a bright student who scores well. So that is why she has
Yes.
many friends. But what about the neighborhood? In your neighborhood, does she have many friends?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Because here are some children, but also they are goes in school in different times. That's why here are not friend,
So
but
there are
in
not
school
many
there are
friends in the
many.
neighborhood. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So she mostly spends her evening with you,
Yes, ma'am.
but not with her friends.
No, ma'am.
You tell me, what are your hobbies? What do you do in your free time?
In my free time, ma'am, I read books, and also I watch your spoken English conversational videos, ma'am,
Okay.
because I want to develop my spoken English skill. That's why when I go to school in bike or in car, then I always put my headphones and I always listen your conversational videos, ma'am.
Okay. So you don't waste any time when you are traveling. That time also you utilize, and you just
Yes,
listen
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
to English content. That's great. And what else do
Yes,
you
ma'am.
do to improve your English? Do you do speaking practice also every day?
No, ma'am, because here is no partner. That's why I do not make any practice, ma'am. But I have installed a Josh skill application, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. But there are sometimes there are no anyone for speaking with me, ma'am,
Okay.
because it's free application.
So you practice on audio calls.
Yes, ma'am. Only audio.
So for how long have you been practicing on Josh Skills app?
Actually, I have practiced from 6 months ago, ma'am.
Okay, for 6 months you have been practicing. So do you think it has helped you?
Yeah, ma'am. It's helpful for me, but I do not use it regularly, ma'am.
But there is one thing that you don't know for sure, that this person who is on the other side is speaking correct English or not, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am. And actually, what happened, ma'am, when I speak with my neighborhood or my kids or any other relative, then I feel hesitation, ma'am. I do not speak with them properly.
Okay.
But when I speak with unknown person in a Josh skill, ma'am, then I speak very fluently. Not fluently, but I speak properly, ma'am.
Really? So you are
I do
comfortable.
not. Yes, I do not feel any hesitation, ma'am. Any nervous, ma'am.
So when you speak with people who are there in the neighborhood or with your relatives, then
Yes.
feel hesitation. But when you speak on Josh Skills app, then you don't feel hesitation. But there is one more
Yes,
thing.
ma'am.
Those people are on audio calls. You can't see them.
Yes, ma'am.
You can see the other people. That is why you are not feeling nervous, because you can't see these people. They are only hearing your voice.
Yes. No, ma'am. When I speak with a known person, maybe audio call, that time also I feel hesitation, ma'am.
Because these
Yes.
people are known to you, and you always feel that if I make mistakes, will they make fun of me? That is why
Yes,
you
ma'am.
hesitate, right?
Yes. And in Joe skill, there is no one to judge us, ma'am.
Yeah.
And
No
that's
one
why
judges.
we speak very fluently.
No one judges you, and they can also make mistakes. I can also make mistakes. No one is judging me. No one will make fun of me.
Yes,
With
ma'am.
relatives, you feel that they could judge you, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And we
Yes,
are
ma'am.
mostly afraid of the people who are known to us. We are most
Yes, ma'am.
afraid of
Right,
them
ma'am.
only. We are not afraid of
Yes.
strangers. We are afraid of those people only who know us, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, that's true. And we feel that they will make fun of us. The strangers will not make fun of us.
Yes, ma'am. Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why today I am speaking with you, ma'am, because I feel that you do not make me fun, ma'am.
I want to give you confidence that you can speak English well and you will be fluent
Yeah.
with time if you keep practicing, right?
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
You are speaking well and just start practicing more and try to speak also every day. You are listening to
Oh,
English content, that's great, but try to do speaking practice every day. That is also
okay, ma'am.
equally important, right?
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
I
But
have
ma'am,
made
when
a,
I
yeah.
but ma'am, when I want to speak with someone, then sometimes I do not come words in my mouth, ma'am. Sometimes I forget it, ma'am. Actually, when after that, I think then I come to know that I know that words, but at that time, at particular that time, I do not come back come that words in my mouth, ma'am.
So when you are speaking with someone, the correct word doesn't come in your mind, but when you are
Yes,
done speaking with them, later on you think that I could have said this and this is the word.
yes, ma'am.
All those words come in
Yes,
your mind later on, but not at that time when you
yes, ma'am.
did that, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Right.
See, that will happen with practice. If you keep speaking every day, the words will start coming in
Oh,
your mind, but you will have to speak every day, right?
okay, ma'am.
Is this
Okay, ma'am.
your first video call with me?
What, ma'am?
Is this your first video session with me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. This is my first call, ma'am.
Very good. So you are a little bit nervous, but not too much. And if you keep speaking with people on video calls regularly, then
O-
your nervousness and
Okay.
hesitation will completely go away. I'm telling you, right?
Okay, ma'am. Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Start doing that and ask the other YouTubers also so that they can give you a session. And apart from that, you can take subscription of some app where you get video sessions. Because only
Okay.
if you just keep practicing on audio sessions, your nervousness will not go, right?
Okay, ma'am.
You have to
Okay,
face
ma'am.
them.
Ma'am,
And once
uh,
you're comfortable with that, then you can easily speak with your relatives and people in the neighborhood.
okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, are there any application which we can call with them, video call?
For video sessions, you can download Clappingo app or you can download Ace Fluency app. There you get connected to tutors and they will correct
Oh,
you. You will know that
oh,
they speak correct English and they will correct your mistakes also. But those will be paid applications, right?
okay, ma'am. No problem, ma'am. It's fair. But I think that, ma'am, the tutor will speak a very fluently language, and
No
I'm
problem.
beginner.
They speak according to your level. They will understand
Okay.
your level of English first and they will correct your mistakes and speak very calmly and softly. And you can always say that please speak slowly. So they also talk very nicely. They are nice.
Oh,
So don't worry about that. They will also talk like me, like I am talking to you.
okay, okay. Yes, ma'am. Like you, because when I think from many days that if I subscribe any application, then he will speak very American or British
No,
accent,
no, no.
and I could not speak like that.
No. On Ace Fluency and on Clappingo, the tutors are like that only. They will speak according to your level. And I mean, you can easily understand what they are saying and you can ask any questions that you want. And you can ask them
Okay,
to
ma'am.
slow down also. And they will keep guiding you how to speak. And they will give you different topics. So that will be
Okay,
good for you.
okay, ma'am. Okay, okay.
Okay, then all the best, Gokul. I
Okay, ma'am.
hope you become
Thank you.
fluent in
Thank you.
English with time. And we can have another session. You send me message after 2 months and we can have another free session, right?
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. I'm very happy to speak with you, ma'am.
Yeah,
Really
I
happy,
also
ma'am.
love talking to you. It was such a nice conversation. Okay, then bye bye.
Okay,
Have a
okay, ma'am.
great day.
Bye, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Thank you.